Well, hello, my little dreamers. I hope you are ready for something a little quieter tonight, but no less magical. Welcome to Misto Giggle, the portal where stories wiggle into your imagination. I've been sitting here with my bucket of tales, and I believe I'm ready for another one. Tonight's story isn't in a hurry. It moves the way mountains do. It carries calm, a little frustration, and a lesson that waits patiently in the silence. Hold on to your wonder. We're stepping inside the portal now. High upon a mountain that kept its quiet secrets stood a monastery wrapped in silver morning mist. The mountain did not rush, and neither did those who lived upon it. The days passed in quiet routine until one quiet afternoon, a letter climbed the mountain path. The old monk received it with steady hands and opened it beneath the warm glow of a small oil lamp. "Please take care of Victor for 2 months, Will." He read the words slowly, placed it beside the lamp, and smiled gently. The next morning, peace met a storm. Victor arrived with heavy footsteps and an even heavier frown. He didn't like the quiet. He didn't like the slow pace. He didn't like the silence that seemed to stretch forever. During prayer, he sat alone. During playtime, he crossed his arms. And each evening, he complained. The monk did not scold him. He simply watched. Because sometimes when someone feels loud on the outside, it means something inside feels unsettled. One morning, the monk invited Victor for a walk into the forest. They walked beneath tall trees until Victor suddenly stopped. In the grass sat a small white rabbit, just alone and frightened. "It's scared," Victor whispered. The monk nodded. "You saw it first. That means your heart is awake." And just like that, the rabbit became Victor's responsibility. Victor decided to build it a shelter. He gathered twigs and leaves and worked quickly. But the rabbit hopped around playfully, knocking everything apart. Victor groaned. "It keeps ruining it." The monk simply said, "Then find another way." Victor tried again and again. Nothing worked. Finally, instead of fighting, he sat down. He watched the rabbit. He fed it gently. He noticed when it felt safe, and when the little creature finally curled up asleep in his lap. Victor built the shelter slowly beside it, matching its rhythm. When the monk saw the finished shelter, he smiled. "You found the way." Victor blinked. "I don't know how. I just did." The monk nodded softly. "You stopped trying to control it. When you understand something, you move differently with it." Victor looked at the sleeping rabbit, and for the first time since he arrived, he felt quiet. Days passed. Victor began laughing with the other children. He swept the courtyard without being asked. He meditated in the mornings. He planted trees and watered them carefully. The mountain no longer felt too quiet. It felt peaceful. Sometimes he sat in the forest while the rabbit hopped freely nearby. He no longer tried to force anything. He simply stayed. One afternoon, the monk spoke gently. "It is time. Your little friend is ready to explore." Victor felt a small ache in his chest, but he understood. He carried the rabbit to the edge of the forest. The rabbit paused, then leapt into the tall grass. Victor smiled, because he knew something now. The rabbit had not changed. He had. Soon, it was time for Victor to leave as well. He packed his small bag and stood before the monk. "Can I come back?" he asked softly. The monk smiled warmly. The mountain always welcomes those who welcome it with an open heart. Victor bowed deeply. To the monk, to the monastery, to the mountain that had taught him how to listen. And then he walked down the path, carrying something much quieter inside him. And here we are. We've reached the end of today's tale. Victor arrived at the mountain restless. He left carrying something much quieter, and perhaps so did you. I hope this story leaves a small stillness with you tonight. The kind that doesn't demand attention, the kind that simply stays. But don't disappear just yet. There are many stories shifting around in my bucket. Some bold, some gentle, some that may surprise us when we least expect it. So stay close, little dreamers. I'll be back with another tale. Until then, keep your thoughts patient, your heart steady, and remember, change isn't always easy. But once you understand it, it often brings something beautiful with it. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this doorway with those who still dream.